Staunton. To the left it goes to Daly. Daly cuts inside. Some good movement off the ball here by Villa. Staunton's cross. The first chance here. Disaster for Coventry City. Coventry know that relegation looms and they really have to find something here, but Parker, a vital foot in there, and Villa have it again. Down to Daly. Daly, oh, great skills here. A summer tour place to the European Championships could be a beckoning here for Daly, who's going all the way down the left-hand side. His cross, it's there again for Villa. I think Mike York will claim that one, the final touch. But Tony Daly has made the goal for Aston Villa. Villa happy to play out time. Neat football, and there it is. It's all over in this one. Coventry now wait to see if Luton have failed to beat Notts County. But Villa end as they started with a victory here over their arch rivals Coventry City.
So the old enemy did the Sky Blues no favours at all. Aston Villa doing a thoroughly professional job at the end of the season, but even so, Coventry City knew that they had survived, by the skin of their teeth certainly, and by the skin of that result between Luton and Notts County. But survival it was, and the new FA Premier League to look forward to as founder members. Chairman Peter Robbins talked about millions of pounds being available to spend in the transfer market, a statement that later he was perhaps to regret making. But what about the team, and how are they going to shape up? What would the management be? Would Don Howe stay? There was already reports that Don Howe was unsettled about having to travel so regularly up and down the motorway. Speculation was that Bobby Gould was going to come back for his second stint as manager of Coventry City Football Club. But we waited, and we waited for the new season and to see any new signings coming in. Eventually Bobby Gould did arrive, and Don Howe left. Bobby Gould explains what happened.
We were supposedly joint managers. I went on holiday. The chairman found me on holiday. I don't know how he found me, but he found me and received a call. He says, we've got problems, Don's left. I said, well, what's your objective now? He says, well, we'd like you to take over the full reign. So I said, right, I'll look forward to that. Went away, thought about it while on holiday, gave it a great deal of thought. There were 3 or 4 names that came to the forefront. I interviewed 2 or 3 people, but the one person that came steaming through on interviews and potential and experiences gained was none other than Phil Neal.
So Bobby Gould was back in a new management partnership with Phil Neal, renowned as a former Liverpool and England fullback, but with experience as a manager behind him as well. Only 2 new players arrived in the close season, John Williams and Phil Babb. So a whole new set of players for Gould and Neal to get to know as they face the very first season of the FA Premier League. A whole new ball game, but Coventry City was certainly alive and kicking. a great start to the season for Coventry City, but were they going to be able to keep it going, bearing in mind their lack of strength in depth perhaps when compared with some of the traditionally strong clubs in English football, the Liverpools, the Manchester Uniteds, the Arsenals? Not that they were finding it easy in this first season of the FA Premier League. Coventry City were getting themselves a reputation for being a fast attacking side, but could they sustain it, and could they improve upon their home form? All these questions were to be asked of them over the next few months. Coventry City went to Highbury at the beginning of November with the best away record in the Premier League, but that was all to go undone as early as the 8th minute as Alan Smith headed Arsenal into the lead at the far post. The Arsenal strike force of Smith, Wright, Campbell and Merson striking fear in the heart of the best defences in the league. Coventry City showed well themselves, and it was John Williams who rattled the famous Arsenal mural, disguising the building work going on at Highbury that almost put them back on terms. But a through ball to marksman Wright saw Arsenal back in the ascendancy, with Ogrizovic left stranded. "30 minutes gone, and Arsenal 2-0 ahead. And on the stroke of half-time, it was 3-0. Campbell the scorer this time. Manchester City arrived at Highfield Road, and so did Mick Quinn. Coventry City having taken the striker on loan from Newcastle, and his arrival seemed to give new heart and new style to the Coventry side. Stuart Robson going close. The City fans didn't have to wait long for Quinn to get on target. A superb near post header from a cross on the right after only 12 minutes, putting the Sky Blues ahead. Superb cross by John Williams, long legs reaching out. Edge of the 6-yard box is where Mick Quinn likes to do his work, and he did. It was Stuart Robson who got things going again for the Sky Blues, as inspired by Mick Quinn, they sought out yet another strike. This time the skills of Peter Ndlovu, dazzling and bemusing the Manchester defence. And early in the second half, Mick Quinn showed that you can't give him the ball anywhere near goal. A new hero for Highfield Road. Bad back pass by the Manchester City defence, and Quinn on it in a shot. But just to show what Jekyll and Hyde form Coventry City have got this season, they let the visitors come back into it. First Sharon heads home from Rick Holden's cross. That after 57 minutes. Ten minutes later, an awful scramble, and Fitzroy Simpson claims the goal. It's 2-2. just to complete Coventry City's disenchantment with the afternoon, that is a penalty, says the referee. Ogrizovic's protests come to nothing. And Keith Curle completes a Manchester City victory from the penalty spot. So in the space of that dramatic 90 minutes, it had gone from being a Bobby Gould story of victory to one for Manchester City's Peter Reid.
When you're in front of the game, you're playing football and everything's roses, you look at your team and you're delighted, but I think when you're under the cosh and you're 2-0 down and they show a bit of character, it just gets you a little bit more. And I was pleased with my players today.
Bramall Lane, Sheffield, at the end of November, and Coventry City manager Bobby Gould coming to terms with a team managed by one of his old mates, Dave Bassett, and Sheffield United torn apart by Coventry City's newfound star, Mick Quinn, after only 8 minutes. The battling qualities of Sheffield United have been the hallmark of their season, and they fought their way back again. In the 37th minute, Andy Pearce conceding the own goal. As the game went on, the tackles flew in thick and hard, and at one point, Gould had to stop Dave Bassett from protesting to the referee and persuaded his old mate to calm down. A niggly encounter, but one that ended all square, one apiece. Ipswich, the visitors to Highfield Road at the beginning of December. Coventry City diving from the top of the league. Ipswich proving that they were worthy of being up there. Chris Kiwombia's 10th goal of the season, putting them ahead after 13 minutes. Three minutes later, Quinn turning provider for Kevin Gallagher at the second attempt to fire home. Into the second half, and Coventry City looking for the lead. And there it came, once more, of course, from Mick Quinn. Coventry City 2-1 ahead, Mick Quinn the star again. And the points looking in the bag for the Sky Blues. "20 minutes from the end, Lloyd McGrath against Kiwomia, and that, says the referee, was a penalty. Former Sky Blue striker Steve Whitten, the man to take the kick from the spot and lift it high past Steve Ogrizovic. 2-2 the final score. Coventry City at Southampton on the 12th of December. And a goal in front, once again, from Mickey Quinn. 6 minutes gone. And 3 minutes later, it's Southampton are on terms as Madison turns the ball home. The name Quinn by now synonymous with Coventry City's goals. And in the 25th minute, he was on target again. Notice the man who gave him the final touch and the first to celebrate with him, Robert Rosario. It was a partnership that was to prove even more fruitful as the next few weeks unfolded. But once more, Coventry City in the driving seat, once more throwing the points away. Ndlovu judged to have fouled his man as he tried to break away down the Coventry left. A Southampton free kick. And watch the Coventry defence stand around as Dowie pushes it through them. 2-2. Winning themselves a reputation for unpredictability, Coventry City were still holding their own, but their home form was, well, disappointing and inconsistent to say the least. They faced Christmas then, with matches against Liverpool, Aston Villa and Manchester United with excitement and perhaps some trepidation. Who could forecast, though, what was going to happen when they took on Liverpool at Highfield Road? In goal for the Sky Blues, the manager's son, Jonathan Gould, and he was given a tough early start as Liverpool peppered the Sky Blues goal area. Gould equal to that one. Anxiety among the Coventry City supporters and the defence as the Liverpool early pressure continued. Just past the post. Robert Rosario threaded a through ball in the 37th minute, and Jamie Redknapp was said to have handled that just before it went over the line. The referee, Kelvin Morton, giving Coventry City a penalty. Mick Quinn was going to take it. Brian Burrows took it from him. A deep breath by all concerned. But a goal. 1-0 at half-time. At this moment, Graham Souness was off the bench claiming a Liverpool free kick. But that's not how the referee saw it. Coventry City had the chance to attack the Liverpool goal. Kevin Gallagher over the ball. Rolls it to Brian Burrows. 2-0 and Burrows second. His 32nd birthday. Blood streaming from his nose at half-time, but Brian Burrows on the score sheet twice. 7 minutes later, Robert Rosario's through ball. Kevin Gallagher against Hooper. 3-0. What was happening to this Liverpool side? All the quality and the passion and desire of previous seasons seemed to have deserted them. But just to prove you could never ever write them off, even when they're in trouble. Watch this for the perfect Liverpool response. Jamie Redknapp with the free kick. Gould groping fresh air. If anything, that spurred Coventry City to greater heights. And Kevin Gallagher running at the Liverpool defence, checked by Redknapp, and from being Liverpool's hero, Redknapp was shown the red card for a second bookable offence. Coventry City then against a 10-men Liverpool, 3-1 up. And the 70th minute, Kenny Sansom crosses, Mick Quinn scores. The mighty Quinn, as is now being called in Coventry, not being denied his place in the party. And it was Quinn again with one of the best goals of the season. John Williams' deep cross. Rosario heads it on, Quinn heads it in. 5-1. Who could have believed it? And that last goal, worth seeing again. Superb cross from Big Willow. Robert Rosario's header back. Quinn perfectly positioned at the edge of the 6-yard box. And they weren't finished yet. Rosario denied the chance to make it 6-1. Denied the goal he deserved. If the win against Liverpool was enjoyable, a victory against Aston Villa would be even more satisfying. A misty Boxing Day at Highfield Road, and it's the team that every Coventry City fan wants to see beaten against the Sky Blues. Against Nigel Spink, the Villa goalkeeper coming off best this time. A packed Highfield Road, a packed Swan Lane end as Lee Hurst takes a corner. Gallagher again. This time just over Spink's crossbar. Another Lee Hurst corner. The in-swinger. Full Babb off the line. The City full-back denied somehow by a desperate Villa defence. Here's that chance again. Somehow, just Villa keep it out. Into the second half. And Mick Quinn decided it was time to settle the issue. 52 minutes gone. A Kenny Sansom throw. Rosario's header. Quinn's left foot. 1-0. Lee Hurst, Rosario and Quinn combining so well. Spink standing no chance. As the Villa players and management were to admit later, this was their worst performance of the season, and how the Coventry fans were enjoying it. Gallagher and Rosario the combination this time, as Mick Quinn's right foot joins the act. Again, Rosario the provider, Quinn the scorer. Every Villa attempt to move forward by now is being resisted by the strong sky blue effort. Determined midfield challenges. And John Williams with a chance to run at the Villa goal. Peter Atherton's ball played in, and this time Quinn supplies one for Rosario to score. Coventry City 3, Aston Villa 0, a scoreline which for every Coventry City fan is equal to Happy Christmas. just to prove they weren't finished, Quinn with a cheeky back heel to Williams, who could have made it 4 if his shot had been just a little firmer struck.
They got themselves off to a good start. Obviously, confidence has been built upon, and I mean, to be fair, they murdered us at Christmas. Absolutely murdered us, and they've got loads of pace in the side. And I always think if you've got, you know, a fair amount of that sprinkled through your team, you've always a chance.
The words of big Ron Atkinson, praise indeed. Coventry City then on a high, taking on Manchester United at Old Trafford. And down to earth with a bump. A Ryan Giggs bump. And that after only 6 minutes. 4 minutes before half-time, Mark Hughes showed there was worse to come. Gould beaten for the second time. Into the second half, and a somewhat harsh penalty decision gives Manchester United the chance to make it 3-0. No mistake from Cantona. 3-0 down, a bit of bad luck, and even more to follow. Sharp's miscued shot bouncing over Jonathan Gould. But if Manchester United had had fortune about 2 of their goals in a 4-0 lead, there was nothing lucky about Dennis Irwin's strike in the 83rd minute. 5-0 to United, and Bobby Gould had to admit afterwards they'd met a class team on top of their form.
Past Coventry teams had hung on to 1-0s or whatever. We were going to change that. We were going to be positive from the word go, and I think yes we did. We went at people away from home, and the away form was tremendous early season. We have struggled at home, but again, you know, it was compensated very early on with some great displays and great wins away from home.
The FA Cup tie at Norwich City having been postponed, the Sky Blues' next opponents were Nottingham Forest, hard battling Midland side at the wrong end of the Premier League. But Coventry City's home form was to let them down and give Forest the opportunity to grab 3 well-earned points. Kevin Gallagher thought he'd scored, but the referee saw it differently. Good build-up on the right for Forest. But Steve Ogrizovic back in the side in place of Jonathan Gould, equal to that one. Stuart Pearce had a difficult season with Nottingham Forest, spending much of it out through injury. But in this game against his old club, he was working as hard as ever to secure a win. And Ian Wone did exactly that, putting it through a static Coventry defence in the 65th minute. The Sky Blues' rearranged FA Cup tie at Norwich ended in disaster when Darren Beckford scored the goal which saw the Sky Blues exit from the FA Cup. And their league match at Carrow Road only days later also started badly, with Chris Sutton scoring the goal that put Norwich ahead. John Williams had the chance to put the Sky Blues back in it when, after a Coventry City corner, he turned the ball home after a goal-mouth scramble, only to see it saved on the line. Williams had another opportunity to run at the Norwich goal, only to be brought down by goalkeeper Brian Gunn. And as the ball ran loose to Mick Quinn, he turned it home. But referee Alan Gunn denied him the opportunity and gave Coventry City a penalty instead, a decision that was to prompt much anger and anguish from City manager Bobby Gould. His annoyance would have been heightened when he saw Brian Burrows take the spot kick, only for it to be saved by Gunn. The frustration and annoyance in the Sky Blues camp must have been intense, and made even more so when the Match of the Day television pundits confirmed that night that in their view the referee should have allowed Mick Quinn's goal to stand. City did get back on terms before the end, however, when substitute Keith Rowland's cross on the left was turned home by Quinn to make it 1-1. 3 goals in the first 20 minutes sorted this one out. But not before Peter Ndlovu and Phil Babb had combined superbly for Babb just to fire wide. Babb again in on the action as the cross comes over. The goalkeeper fumbles. Quinn and Gallagher, and the Scotsman gets the final touch. 6 minutes gone, 1-0 to Coventry City. In the 13th minute, goal number 2. Gallagher's cross, Quinn's layoff, and Ndlovu the goal scorer this time. The little Zimbabwean loves scoring goals, and he enjoyed that one. And 6 minutes later, John Williams proves he has skill as well as pace as he sets up this one for Kevin Gallagher. "3-0 by half-time, and the points in the bag. And then to Blackburn Rovers, and a remarkable night for Coventry City. Blackburn testing the Coventry defence early on. And after 13 minutes, Wegerle's shot blocked and Newell scores. Six minutes later, a Coventry corner. And it's 1-1. David May, the unlucky man, to hit the ball into his own net. The replay shows the ball actually striking May as the fullback tried to clear it. Blackburn pressure. Wegerle's trickery almost setting up another Blackburn goal. Ogrizovic equal to that. And the crossbar denying Blackburn that time. Still 1-1, remember, and the home fans expecting a landslide. But Lee Hurst had other ideas. Picked that one out. A great 35-yard strike from the young Nuneaton-born midfield man, giving Coventry City a 2-1 lead at half-time. Just watch this again. Top corner and no mistake. Inspired by that, it was all Coventry in the second half. John Williams showing that pace counts in the Premier League. round the keeper. Mims now stranded, and from the acute angle, Williams hooks it in. Blackburn weren't finished, and they gave their supporters fresh hope. When Colin Hendry latched on to Mike Newell's cross. Remarkably, 3-2, and Hendry keen to get on with it. But if Blackburn had thoughts of victory, they must have forgotten about Mick Quinn. His first from Michael Ginn's pass in the 85th minute. Quinn showing just how comfortable he is at his real place of work, the 6-yard box. 2 minutes later, Borrow's interception. Rosario inevitably in on the act. And laying on Quinn's second. Coventry's fifth. 5-2 to Coventry City at Blackburn. Rosario and Quinn, a lethal combination. So perhaps an unexpected but deserved victory for Coventry City, and John Williams leading the chorus and bubbling.
Oh well, we went to play Blackburn. Everyone was talking about how Blackburn could go top or, get a good place in Europe, and no one was giving us any credit for our away form. So against the odds, we went there and we did the business. My individual goal, I latched onto a ball and I ran onto it, and I was at a acute angle and I just slotted it in.
Bobby Gould had led Wimbledon to FA Cup victory in 1988. On the 30th of January 1993, he faced them in the Premier League at Highfield Road. And after 5 minutes, Dean Holdsworth showed there was no sentiment lost in this encounter. Holdsworth's 6th goal of the season, demonstrating why he was becoming one of the league's hottest properties. Passionaries flick on, and Holdsworth showing skill where it matters. Ten minutes into the second half, Vinnie Jones, Neil Ardley and Andy Clark make it 2-0. Jones through ball. Ardley does the hard work. Clark grabs the glory. And when the Sky Blues tried to hit back, even Mick Quinn was firing blanks. Sager's equal to everything, denying Sean Flynn in a rare appearance as substitute. Coventry City the visitors to Middlesbrough at the beginning of February. And a dazzling performance from Peter Ndlovu. His first, a classic. "68 minutes gone. And the manager's eye view from the dugout of a Peter Ndlovu goal. From there, the instruction was clear. Give it to Ndlovu. No end product this time. But when the ball is won and fed down the right to John Williams, his cross finds Ndlovu. His shot is parried, but Quinn is there to score. Skill from Williams. A good deep cross. A great strike from Ndlovu. Quinn is the poacher. And so to Queen's Park Rangers. And on Match of the Day, the fluff of the day from Andy Pearce. His face as red as his shirt. The young central defender slicing it into his own net. To rub it in, Darren Peacock. 2-0, 4 minutes from half-time. A week later, and Coventry City are still in London, this time at Crystal Palace. Goalmouth action. John Williams' pace. Stuart Robson's shot. An Eddie McGoldrick corner for Crystal Palace. A Steve Ogrizovic save. Everything but goals. Highfield Road in March. The visitors Sheffield Wednesday. Wednesday hit by injuries. And about to see an unbeaten 17-match run come to an end. Their strikers off target. But Michael Ginn from John Williams' superb pass, very much on target, a minute from the break. Coventry City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Williams' skill set up the goal for Ginn. Great skill from Peter Ndlovu on the left. Not for the first time giving defenders the runaround. But John Williams couldn't finish it. Although he was to find the back of the net later. Again, Ndlovu involved in the action. Michael Ginn threads it through. Williams strikes, but it's Quinn who's offside. Nothing wrong with that, but Quinn had strayed too far forward. Williams' pace at the end of a game is incredible. So is Mick Quinn's firing power. At that time, the England keeper Chris Woods was equal to him. Another international goalkeeper against Coventry as they take on Everton at Highfield Road. Neville Southall, the man they had to beat this time. But an Everton free kick from Dave Watson. So the goal at the other end from Mark Ward. Michael Gin's corner. But even a deflected strike from Lloyd McGrath, not enough to get past Southall. Another Gin corner from the other side. Babb with the header. Pearce back in. Williams, Quinn. Southall safe arms there again. March the 10th and the first match at Main Road, Manchester since the controversial pitch invasion in the FA Cup tie between Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur. In this match, Gary Flickcroft's goal in the 34th minute, the only bright spot in a disappointing and drab encounter. Coventry City losing 1-0. And so to Highfield Road and the visit of Arsenal. The tired and jaded Sky Blues after 3 defeats in a week. Trying their best to get on terms, but even Kevin Gallagher firing wide. Paul Davis started it all. A through ball to Kevin Campbell, resulting in a goal after 28 minutes. And a minute later, a mistake at the back between Atherton and Ogrizovic. And Ian Wright making no mistake. The England star on his best behaviour. Coventry City falling foul of the referee. A disallowed goal for handball. Gin's cross. And somebody's hand from a sky blue shirt. Portman Road, Ipswich, and Peter Ndlovu threatening danger. The Ipswich defence happy to scramble it clear. Kevin Gallagher, another fine save. Quinn over the top, and a goal is drawn. A Wednesday night at Highfield Road, Sheffield United the visitors, battling against relegation and proving what fighters they can be. Denying the Sky Blues. pressurising the Sky Blues defence. But succumbing as David Rennie's through ball via Mick Quinn goes to John Williams. Rennie had arrived from Birmingham City and played his part in Williams' goal. But Sheffield United's fighting qualities were not to be denied. Dane Whitehouse scoring in the 69th minute, beating Steve Ogrizovic at the near post. And Brian Dean from close range in the 75th minute. But Dean, helping his defence 4 minutes later, tripped Michael Jim. Penalty. No matter what the protests were, it's a chance for Brian Burrows to level the scores. Denied by the woodwork. Sheffield United still in the hunt. Still in front and fighting to stay in the Premier League. Adrian Littlejohn making sure they got the points that night. So March was something of a disaster for Coventry City, with only 4 points from a possible 18. Their fine early season form had given way to mixed fortunes at best, but they were still 10th. Could they pick themselves up to finish the season with a flourish and possibly go for a place in Europe?
We got off to a tremendous start. We had a great run. We hit the top of the table at a stage, and we're playing very exciting football. But unfortunately, the last half has been a bit of a disappointment. It's difficult to put your finger on why that's happened. Maybe the season's caught up with us. There's a lot of young lads at the club, and maybe they're still learning, and maybe it's caught up with them.
Southampton, who'd enjoyed a spectacular run of success, provided disappointing opposition for the Sky Blues and encouraged their chance of going for that European place. Another penalty. David Rennie pushed in the back. The cross from Williams. The clear push on Rennie. The referee making no mistake with his decision. Mick Quinn deciding to take charge of the spot kick. Two months without a goal. Quinn was back in business. And the first to congratulate him on his debut, Roy Wegerle, who'd moved from Blackburn in the deal that had taken Kevin Gallagher to Ewood Park. Quinn's goal had come in the 6th minute. But it was 10 minutes before the end before we saw the second. In between, some near misses and some poor finishing. John Williams from the halfway line, one of his famous blistering runs. On Love's cross, Williams providing the finishing touch. Peter Ndlovu in the penalty area, always a threat. Mick Quinn at the near post can turn it back, and Williams slides it over. Villa Park. Sunbathed for the day as Aston Villa go for championship glory, but not with finishing like that. First Dean Saunders and then Delian Atkinson, unable to find the net. No matter what Villa tried, they couldn't beat Jonathan Gould and they couldn't get it on target. So having denied Villa, what could Coventry City do against Manchester United in their race to win the Premier League? Mick Quinn's long shot was easily saved by Schmeichel. So was Williams. A chance for the Coventry fans to see the skill of Ryan Giggs. And the determination of Mark Hughes. Five minutes from half-time, and Paul Ince, the architect of most of Manchester United's attacking play this season, finds Lee Sharp on the left. Sharp to Owen, and we know what he can do, and he did, again. For the second time this season, Jonathan Gould beaten by a long-range effort by Dennis Irwin. The points were Manchester United's, on their way to the title. Remember Christmas? Remember that 5-1 win against Liverpool? On the 17th of April at Anfield, the Reds got their revenge. 16 minutes, Mark Walters meeting Don Hutchison's lob, a mid-air volley, 1-0. 33 minutes, John Barnes feeds Walters again. Two 0. Five minutes into the second half. Liverpool attack down the left. Stewart tripped by Pearce. A penalty in front of the most famous cop in the world. Jonathan Gould against Mark Walters, with a chance to complete his hat-trick. Liverpool 3, Coventry City 0. And the match ball belongs to Walters. It stayed 3-0 until the 75th minute. Barnes feeds Burrows. Burrows finds the net. Stamford Bridge. and Mick Quinn's first game as Coventry City's captain. He won't have been pleased with Chelsea taking the lead after just 14 minutes. John Spencer, the scorer. And at the other end, Williams. And then Wegley failed to score for Coventry. The big Russian goalkeeper Dmitry Karin making his presence felt for Chelsea. In the second half, a Coventry City free kick. The keeper punches. Quinn sees the opportunity to embarrass him. But Chelsea weren't finished. Dennis Wise's cross. Darren Barnard's header. And Tony Cascarino's goal makes it Chelsea 2, Coventry City 1. Saturday, May the 8th, the final match of the season, and the pipes and drums practice outside Highfield Road. A sunny day, a day fit for football. And the family stand at Highfield Road, crowded to capacity, by mums, dads and children, all wanting to see Coventry City end the season on a high against Leeds United. An advertising campaign in the week before had encouraged supporters to turn up dressed as clowns and join in the fun of the fair. The clowns themselves had to get in the ground, and when they did, they were met with a colourful spectacle. Joining in, public address announcer Jim Twynham, dressed in his sky blue blazer, and the stars of the future, all on hand in the pre-match entertainment. Some supporters booking their place early on what was their last chance to stand on the famous cop at the Swan Lane end. In the close season, it'll be demolished to make way for a brand new, shiny newsstand, making Highfield Road once again into an all-seater stadium. For the players, the final pre-match warm-up of the season, one of the innovations introduced to the club by Phil Neal since his arrival with Bobby Gould last summer. It's been quite a 12 months for those two. But they, the clowns and the supporters, settle down for the big match kickoff. The press photographers were distracted from the action on the pitch by the presence of Liverpool manager Graham Souness in the stand. He'd come to watch Peter Ndlovu, so the rumours had it, although afterwards people suggested Leeds United's midfield star David Batty was the target of his attentions. Either way, Ndlovu laid on a champagne performance in front of Souness and watching England manager Graham Taylor. Receiving a pass from Mick Quinn, Ndlovu tore at the heart of the Leeds defence, ripped it apart and laid on goal number 1 for John Williams. Ndlovu's cross, Williams on the edge of the 6-yard box, stooping low to head home. And celebrating as only he can. Perhaps Coventry was celebrating just a little bit too long. Within a minute, Leeds were level. A through ball to Rod Wallace. Onside, said the linesman. 1-1. Coventry manager Bobby Gould was off his seat in the dugout and protesting and arguing long and hard with the linesman. But to no avail. The score stood and Leeds were level. Peter Ndlovu had other ideas, however, as Leeds dallied at the back. Ndlovu was alert. And yet again, laying on a goal, this time for Mickey Quinn. Quinn revelling as the Coventry captain, putting his side back in front. And from Phil Babb's throw-in in the second half, Ndlovu crowns his display with a goal of exquisite perfection. He's entitled to be pleased. Giving the keeper no chance, he makes it 3-1, and surely the point's in the bag for Coventry City. That was the point at which Graham Souness left. He missed a stunning finale. Leeds down to 10 men with Chris White sent off. Stormed back into it. Batty winning the ball on the halfway line. Feeding substitute David Rocastle. And his cross met by Rod Wallace. 3-2. Deep into time added on for injury, and the police and stewards anxious to keep the Leeds fans off the pitch at the end, the visitors kept pressing forward. Coventry City didn't help their own cause by losing possession. And when Roy Wegerle tried an optimistic long-range back pass to Jonathan Gould, the young keeper, challenged by Rocastle, made a present of it to Wallace, who completed his hat-trick. And neither stewards nor police could prevent the Leeds army from coming on the pitch. We were deep into injury time by now. The equalising goal, an embarrassment for all concerned in the Coventry City camp, had prompted the inevitable pitch invasion right at the end of the season, which threatened to delay the match for some time. So the end of a disappointing and dramatic final day of the season for Coventry City, and a disappointing 3-3 draw. Leeds United fans not the favourite visitors to Highfield Road, and proving it once again. And at the end of the match, the Coventry City players and management taking the chance to catch their breath and reflect on the ups and downs of the 92-93 season.
Oh, well, it's a new experience for me, and I'm just learning as I go along, and if I get better, I'll be happy with my form as I go along.
Well, it's something that really from the start of the season had to be my aim, and I obviously got an early look in against Liverpool in 3 games, and Oggy's sort of form dipped, and I got another chance. Basically, we've got that much respect for each other, and we work each other very hard in training, and we enjoy each other's company. I mean, we have to, every time we go away, we have to sleep with each other.
If you look back to day one when he took over, and a lot of people thought Coventry were going to be certainties for relegation, at the end of the day, he's kept the team in the Premier Division quite comfortably, brought a lot of new, young, exciting players onto the scene, and he's obviously open for next season to be an even better one than this.
Scored goals all my career, so it was no surprise to me. It just clicked from the first 10 minutes of coming here. I scored a goal, and then had an absolute flood of them, and I tried to keep the momentum going, but it petered out a little bit as our form did.
I threw the challenge out to the lads, saying, look, we're going for a place in Europe, and with a little bit more professionalism, I'm sure we could have achieved that. Looking at Norwich, I feel that we're as good, and had we been a little bit more professional, we got our noses in front and gave silly goals away through our own indifferences, not through teams creating against us, and that's where we have to go into next season to learn from that.
I think the last 90 minutes against Leeds, or 92 minutes, whatever it was, epitomises the whole season. We got off to a flying start. Somewhere along the line, the pressure and tension just builds up, and players can't react. Players have never been in top of the league like we were after we played Wimbledon, and they find it difficult to handle. PMA, positive mental attitude, that we're looking for perhaps is not there. Results against Blackburn, results against QPR, then we came back with 3 games out of the first 8, we win 6, lose 2, which is fantastic for the club, and then we just falter a little bit. Mick Quinn comes, scores a lot of goals, we can't win games. But in saying that, it's been a stupendous season, and I think the supporters, basically, when they look back over this tape, and if they look at the Christmas tape as well, they say, It's been super, but in saying that, the last 2 minutes against Leeds epitomises the season for us, and as the chairman's just told me, it cost us £75,000.
So at the end of a season when Coventry City probably did a lot better than they might have expected to when it started, the fans can look back on some happy memories as well as some frustrating ones perhaps. But they also have the talents of young Peter Ndlovu emerging yet again as a star on the World Cup stage, and perhaps because of that the Coventry City supporters haven't seen even the best of him yet. They can also look at the exciting pace and flair of John Williams, the arrival of Roy Wegerle towards the end of the season. They'll also remember fondly, I'm sure, the talents of big Robert Rosario. At the back, Peter Atherton and Phil Babb have made themselves firm favourites, with some supporters even saying that both are entitled to international call-ups. But if there's one man that really got them going on the terraces, that really excited the Sky Blue supporters with his goals and his humour and his personality, it must be Mick Quinn.
Kicking hard, a lot of good dreams and a lot of false stars. Oh, we wouldn't get old before our time. So what's the matter, boy? And you wonder where it was. The memory's better than it was back then. Could not wait to leave it all behind. Well, there's one thing I know. I ain't quite ready to go. But what we were then, last tattered and torn. Well, I guess that's just the way that it goes. I gotta move on to the other side. I can see this thing